ESBR Boxing, myself and Paul Kelly's preview mode, which is part of its final predictions, which in many ways is still part of a preview. So, Paul, we're going straight in with a heavyweight fight, 5 versus 5. We're in Riddia. We're a massive, massive heavyweight fight, obviously, between Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder. Massive fight. I'm really excited for this one. I know you are as well. We don't like to mess about too much. We've done the preview show. I mean, people who've watched that will know which way we were leaning. So I guess it's a case of really, are you showing continuity, Paul? Or are you not showing continuity? How do you see that fight playing out, Paul? Let us know. What's your final predictions, please?
Yes, mate. I think I like the way we're going to giving our final prediction first and foremost straight away. And you know what, mate? This is a banger. Whatever way you look at it, I just want to say that first and foremost before I officially give my prediction. I think there any way in which this goes the distance? Like, surely not. Surely it cannot. Like, we've got two heavyweights who just don't really move their head and who carry insane power in their backhand. Obviously, the southpaw stance of Zhang in his backhand left and Wilder in his backhand right. Just insane power. Somebody is getting laid out here. I think it's Zhang getting laid out. I think Wilder's going to be back. I have a feeling. I think know what way you're going as well. But mate, I'm predicting Deontay Wilder to win this via stoppage. I think his career is on the line here. He has to win this, Deontay Wilder. I know other people have said he's maybe mentally checked out. You look at that Parker performance last time, and yeah, I mean, it was terrible. I was maybe one of those people calling for him to hang the gloves up there after that, but he's not. He knows that it's win or bust here. Going full McKendry, I think, I think it is retirement unless and if he doesn't win this fight Deontay Wilder, and I think he will. I think it's just too powerful. Zhang, as good as he is and as good as he looked against Joyce, and even obviously dropping Parker twice despite losing, he just does not move his head. He's massive and he can take a shot, Zhang, but can he take Deontay Wilder's shot? Many people saying he's one of the single biggest punchers in heavyweight boxing history. And so time will tell. I think Deontay Wilder wins via stoppage. I think it's within 6 rounds. What about you, mate?
That's beautiful, Paul. No, because the mic was going so excited. Paul, the mic was going. I think we've done a poll here, haven't we? Like, ESBR, like within the WhatsApp groups, etc., etc. And you and I are both so Deontay Wilder win this fight, but we're actually in the minority. A lot of people were actually saying that they think Zhang's going to stop Wilder here, but I completely agree with you. I think Zhang can box, definitely can box. Good foot movement, a lot of power. Like you said, doesn't move his head. For me, Deontay Wilder, like you said, coming off that shock Parker loss, I don't even know who I saw in the ring that night. Frankly, I would still probably. I mean, it sounds sacrilege, but I would still back Deontay Wilder to beat Joseph Parker if Deontay Wilder returned to anything like what he was previously. But he didn't. So fair play. We move on. But I agree with you. I think career is on the line here. Frankly, there's a lot of obviously money that's jumping on that Saudi train, but I think they also everyone wants to see Deontay Wilder back, don't they? Everyone wants to see Deontay body on the record Wilder. That's just what they want to see. They want to see him. They want to see him going there blitzing people out. Whether it's Usyk, maybe not. Whether it's Fury again, maybe not. But the guys from sort of like 3 to 4, like AJ, whatever, down to like 10. Let's just see him in there. Let's see him starching people. So there's a lot of motivation for that, and I think it will happen, Paul. I think on the basis of that, he looks more motivated now. There's pride at stake here, a lot of money at stake, but also pride at stake. And like you say, Zhang doesn't move his head. For me, I'm going to go Wilder KO. I'm going to go a bit later than you. I actually think of maybe around sort of 6 or 7. I think the reason I think about it as well is I think Zhang will tire. If we've seen Zhang tire, he's getting older. He's not going to be able to keep going. So if Wilder stays out of getting knocked out himself within the sort of like 4 or 5 rounds, I think he's just going to essentially just be able to tee off on Zhang. And I think eventually he'll hit him. Frankly, Zhang may slip a few. He may ride out a few rounds. But he will, at some point, he will get caught. And we know we said that about Joseph Parker, but Wilder didn't throw against Parker for some weird reason. So I think if he actually goes into that fight and actually boxes and actually throws some punches, I think he'll get hold of Zhang. And I think Zhang will go down.
Very interesting. Yeah, I think I can't really disagree with him. Glad we're both, as you said, yeah, it was weird. It kind of surprised me. Oh, yes, we're all taking into account Wilder's last fight there, in the way he looked against Joe Parker, and that was not Deontay Wilder in the ring, as you say. It seems to be a little bit. He seems to be back, obviously captaining the Matchroom team, for this 5 versus 5. So if he was to win, Wilder, double points for Eddie Hearn. Could he be on his way to a victory in the 5 versus 5? Who knows? I think Zhang's a far better boxer. We know that. Fought in the Olympics and all, so on and so forth. Obviously a huge puncher as well. Is into his 40s, but Wilder himself's 38, 39, something like that. I just think that they're both two massive punchers. There won't be a lot of punches thrown, but the punches that are thrown will be power shots with intent. I want to land this on your chin and I want to really hurt you kind of punches. Do you know if you know what I mean? And yeah, I think Deontay Wilder lands. I think Deontay Wilder almost lands before Zhang lands, which it could be a question of who lands first, mate. You never know. This could be over in the blink of an eye. It could be over within a round. It could be over within a minute. Honestly, it's just one of those fights where say what you want about Wilder in his last fight. Zhang obviously coming in off a loss as well, but it's just a don't blink fight. I know you were sorry. Apologies. I know you were doing the intro for this and you were kind of chairing, but I do want to throw a quick question on to you, like I did in
Little
in
counter
our
punch going
Hergovich
in.
and the Bois one. One round, we're doing a sweepstake. You're doing a sweepstake at work, whatever, and you get one round in which this fight ends in favor of Deontay Wilder. Which round are you putting your money on?
You know, Paul, I'm feeling it again. Paul, I'm feeling round six. I really am feeling round six here. I think, like we've discussed, I think in some ways he might be a bit tentative when he starts out. Like you say, Zhang sets up his punches well. He's got good hand speed for a man of that age and size, and obviously he's got boxing capability. So for me, I think maybe Wilder won't stand straight in there and just try to do a tee off in the round one. I hope he does, frankly, but from the same perspective. But maybe he won't. Maybe he'll sort of sit there and realise that Zhang will tire. Maybe give the sort of first 3-4 rounds quite tight, and then I think when Zhang does start to slip that level and start to slip that fitness, I think it's coming. I think it's coming. But I'm going to ask you for a round, but then I'm going to ask you a question. Paul. I'm going to counter punch. I'm coming off the ropes, Paul. I've got one question for you, but let's give me your round first, please.
Round three. I'm going round three. I'm going early, which I'm saying odds of 20-1 for round three, and for your round six call, I'm saying 18-1. So similar odds, mate. Money to be made if you're obviously wanting to put money on this fight. But yeah, mate, I'm going round three. I'm going round six. Come on, what's your other question?
All right, right. Well, I want to talk about Deontay Wilder. We talked a bit about Zhang, obviously, recently when he had the loss to Parker. But I want to talk about Deontay Wilder here and ask essentially what you think to be next. Do you think they'll fast track Wilder? If Wilder wins here and he wins well, obviously you look at the rankings up at heavyweight now, and there's a load of names, like sort of Caballero, obviously Parker, Zhang, who's fighting, obviously Hergovich, Anderson, Joyce. Wilder's currently in at 9 in the ring rankings, just above Daniel Dubois. But do you see him launching if he wins this fight, launching into maybe an AJ fight or maybe a sort of big marquee fight like that? Or do you think they'll have maybe one more where he's fighting maybe someone like a Caballero, or maybe even throw him in with someone like, I'm not going to say Parker, obviously fought Parker, but maybe someone like Hergovich, depending on what happens with Hergovich Dubois. Do you see that kind of fight happening first, or do you think they'll fast track him into a massive, massive, massive fight with someone like AJ?
Yeah, I think if Deontay Wilder wins this, he's got to be on the microphone calling out AJ next. I think AJ doesn't officially have a fight lined up. We're obviously the rumors of September, but is that too quick of a turnaround? No, not for me. I think if Wilder wants it, he can. And his time's almost running out. He's approaching his 40s, I suppose. Deontay Wilder wins this by a knockout. It reminds everyone who Deontay Wilder is, the real Deontay Wilder. He's got to call Anthony Joshua out, and we can finally see that fight. And you know what? I think AJ's game for it as well. I think he would be. Could you imagine that headline in the Saudi card at Wembley in September? Just take my money already. Honestly, that's what that's where I see Wilder going here. If he wins this.
No, I totally agree, Paul. I'll take my money as well, mate. We'll sit next to each other. I'll have my Wilder shirt on. You can have your AJ shirt on, and hopefully we'll remain friends at the end of it. But Paul, thank you very much for joining me, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments whether you agree with this. Really, obviously, like we said, a lot of people seem to be back in Zhang for this. We're obviously sitting here with Wilder KO. Paul's gone round 3. I've gone round 6. Let us know what you think. Obviously, we've got other final predictions and other previews from the fights that are taking place in this 5 versus 5 massive card that's taking place in Saudi Arabia. So feel free to check those out. And we'll obviously have review stuff coming after the event when it will be proven whether me and Paul are correct or we are indeed incorrect. So check those out. But Paul, like I said, thank you very much for joining me, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll tune in again soon.
Cheers, mate.